at the end of the day, I think that's what it's about when it comes to the music industry. I think there's a whole human aspect to it where it's how are you making people feel aside from the music? Like, do they like how you look? Do they like how you dress? Do they like the things you're saying? Do they find you funny? Do they find you intriguing?
Yeah.
Do they find you mysterious enough to want to listen to your music? Some of these people who have so much hype, their music is completely mid, but like they have all these things that make them interesting personalities.
Yeah.
Run it back, give me my bag. With my check, with my cash. Drop a stack, add it to the stash. I'ma crash out with my cash at. Run it back, give me my bag. With my check, with my cash. Drop a stack, add it to the stash. I'ma crash out with my cash at. The face card is lethal. Leave your left eye stuck on the peephole. Pretty hair, nice teeth, and the skin glow. Everybody step aside when I come through. Damn, hello, and the fit code. If you look close, the body is told. This is
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the 30% podcast, episode 159. My name is Sam. I am joined by I messed up your name, sorry. Afamefuna Onyebadi. And this is a podcast where we discuss the Kenyan music industry. We aim to get the Kenyan artists played more and paid more. And just try to highlight some of the things that I think don't get some light, some things that are in the dark. And we've been doing that for a while now. Yeah, man, thank you guys for listening. Afam, what's going on?
You messed up more than just my name. It's a fine African man, but I'm doing fine.
I didn't mess up. Just me.
But I'm telling you, I'm not going to let this go. Like,
Clearly.
This is going to be something that's going to be ongoing until you get it right. So yes, I'm doing fine. I'm chilling. I'm existing. My existence is palpable in the universe.
Yikes. Those are very boredom indicating words. Is there any color? Like, why are you just there? I mean, I understand it because I'm probably
Why do you think most of my imagery was in black and white when I released my project?
It's just a stylistic choice. So when you say in real life, you mean your real life is grayed out. You mean you're in grayscale.
That is... you're asking the right questions. You're asking the right questions now, man. Those are the introspective questions and clues within the music. But like... No, aside from... okay, you know what? I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. I feel like I'm in a bit of a pensive... I've been reading a lot of... Oh, look at me stealing your vocabulary. Because you're the one who said you were pensive last time.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I add to your life.
I feel disgusted. No, you don't know. I don't... No. I'm unique. Now I feel like I've copied you and I don't like that.
Don't fight it.
I feel very introspective because I've just been reading a lot. So after finishing the Mistborn series, I moved to Sword of Kaycyy, which you could check out. I don't know if you guys like fantasy, sci-fi, but yeah, Sword of Kaycyy is a book that was recommended to me by a friend, and it's written by an author called M.L. Wang. It's a standalone book, so it's not like you don't have to... There's no sequels
Dig
after
deep.
that. It's just one book. Yeah, and it's actually a really, really nice book. I read it very slowly, though. I'm not going to lie. It took a while for me to get into the story, but like once you get... Because it's a weird book in the sense that it climaxes in the middle. Like there's a build up, a climax, and then most books will climax at the end, or like 80 or like 90% of the way in. This one climaxes legitimately like at 60% of the way in, which is weird because the rest of the 40% of the book is kind of just dealing with the climax. So it's an interesting stylistic device, but I'm done with that. And then I've started a new book, Sam, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting.
This podcast is turning into the 30% podcast and Afam's book club.
And Afam, yeah, my book club. I want to start a book club, man, with you guys, man. No. So the next book I've started is a 10-book series.
Yikes. Ew, good luck, bro.
I'm locked in. You know how when artists, when footballers are locked in like for 5-year contracts, this is me right now, man. Like I'm locked in. So so the series is The Realm of Elderlings, but like the book, so the first book is called Assassins or The Assassin's Apprentice. And it's by this author called Robin Hobb. And my, oh my. The first book was written in 1995, which is crazy. Yeah. But like it's Sam. I'm telling you, it's so... I've been engrossed in this, man. Like, it's honestly taken up so much of my... Like, but I'm happy. Like, so I've spent a lot of time just reading this stuff. Yeah, it's so good. So that's... So for me, this is like the biggest thing that's happening right now. It's just me reading this book. Like, honestly, I think I'll finish this book.
Oh, dang.
I know, man.
If someone calls you a nerd, but like, they're completely right. You said you're happy because you started a new book.
But Sam, it's so good.
Great.
But that's the thing about reading books, though. It's like, it's a real escape from reality. Like, because you look at the pages and you like picture like the movie in your head.
Wait, Afam, chill. How are you not able to listen to a 1 hour project, but you can go 10 books in a row? How does that work?
So you know what the thing is?
How does that work?
The thing is that it just means that that project is just not that interesting to me.
Hey, yo, so everyone listening, go back. Every time Afam has said he's not been able to get into a project because it's too long, he's calling it. He's definitely calling that album absolute
But it's
garbage.
True. Because no, but the thing is, I've realized that I don't have attention span like deficiencies because when there's something that I'm genuinely interested in, I will sit in one place and I will sit down for 3 hours and read that book and not be like, I won't feel the need to like scroll on my phone or do whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to me sitting down to listen to a 1 hour project of artist X, it feels like my skin is crawling. Like if I'm not really into it, I feel like I need to be doing something else. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I don't know what you mean. I have no idea. I don't know what you mean on a number of levels, but personally, because I'm just cooked. You know what I'm trying to do now to try and rewire my I don't think it's my attention span. I think it's my brain. My brain just goes on power saver mode whenever I'm not doing anything engaging. So I've been really trying to like actually sit down and like watch series again or do some like I want to watch TV. Of course, appreciate the art of it. So I'm only watching like things that are really good.
Yeah.
But then I want to like sit through it and actually like try my best to stay awake through it and figure out what's going on because I just usually zone out.
I think we mentioned this before, but like somebody on social media said, like our attention spans are so cooked that watching a movie nowadays feels productive.
Oh my goodness. That's fucked. Oh, I am done. No, I need to go outside. I need to do some other thing. I just need to go out with no earphones, no music, podcasts, nothing. Just go and walk in Karura Forest for like 3 hours. Just map out the whole. In fact, you know what I need to do? I need to take a book, a paper, whatever it is, and a pencil, and just manually map out Karura Forest for myself. That's what I need to do something that's going to return my... Because reading books...
The 30% podcast boys get in touch with their roots and the environment. Listen, this is the top tier quality y'all...
Top content that you guys have been asking for.
Content that you guys signed up for. Afam and Sam discovered themselves.
Afam's book club and Sam can't stay awake for a movie. That's just quality content right there, let me tell you. Amazing stuff.
But speaking of outside, man, what did you get up to this week?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a quiet week. Oh no, it wasn't. Had a bit of fun earlier. Was at linked up with Remy Baggins, a producer from Nigeria, and he just came and we just linked and we were just making music, having a whole lot of fun. Doing a bunch of remixes. Hopefully those can see the light of day sometime.
Yo, Sam.
Yeah.
If you ever talk to him again, just tell him, he needs to make his tag. You know that the iconic line when Gandalf the Grey goes back to the Shire and bumps into Bilbo Baggins. Like what you need to do is tell him to just like find a way to just like figure out the first part and then just use the Baggins from Gandalf saying Baggins. And it'll be so funny and so nice as a tag. Please tell him I said that.
You're never beating the nerd boy allegations, my guy. It's fine. It's not. You brought Gandalf into making music. I will actually. I'll communicate that to him. You know what? Actually, I will text him right after we're done with this podcast and see what he thinks about that idea.
Thank you.
But yeah, we just linking up and making music. It was fun. So that was cool. And then on Sunday, I was out at the Beer District Ongeza Volume. Abigail Diana and her team invited me to co-moderate the Setlist Kaycyy. Well, co-moderate is a strong term. But no, the Setlist Kaycyy, I actually forgot to talk about it last week. And of course, I apologize for that. But it was an interesting concept. So it's basically like Kenyan music wrapped is what I think about it. Where a couple of people, you get your tickets, you come to the show, it's very interactive. And so there's talking, there's music, DJ Tally was up there, Brill was up there, and then there was a bassist as well, just jamming. And then Abigail was sort of moderating and really just going through what happened during the year in terms of like music releases, in terms of like the music scene. So there was two sections. One, we talked about the music scene and music, not the music scene already. We talked about music itself and like the releases and artists and whatnot. And then we also talked about shows and past shows that people enjoyed during the year and, what needs to be improved. There's been a lot of conversation about, music shows and sort of how we've not really been at our top game. So that was fun. It was cool. it was cool.
Wait.
Yeah.
I assume the audience was also participating in this conversation. Like what was the like consensus about like how we can or what the people's observations were with like shows and where things didn't work out and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was first of all, it was interactive. So it was not like a very shows in I don't know how to be like panel. You know how like panels are, like if you go to the Goethe Institute, for the most part it's just like sitting up there and just the people who have the knowledge imparted it, and then later on there's like questions. This time it was different, like we're going through the crowd asking questions, and it was games in the beginning as well. So yeah, it was pretty cool. There was definitely there were a couple of things, especially when it comes to the shows. Actually, we kind of stayed on that for a while. Shows have really been like a touchy point for a lot of people, and I get why, because that's one of the only ways, especially here, since like streaming might not necessarily, like streaming is cool, but it's not necessarily like a huge thing as it should be. It's becoming a lot better. So shows are really how people get to experience artists live. And so when you pay for a show and you don't get what you have paid for, or you don't get the experience you expect, then kind of brings down. But yeah, some of we've had some of those conversations, but some of the things that people were talking about is just try to fix first of all, the basics, right? Fix the sound, fix artists being on time. That kind of just the basic things that we would think about in terms of just putting together like a professional show, the professionalism of it. I wanted to add one in there that I kind of didn't. I think for Kenya, we need to start doing more than just an artist goes on stage with their band and sings a couple of songs and leaves. Like I feel like we need to bring a little bit more art into it. And when I say art, I don't mean like someone like literally up there like doing art or painting or whatever it is. But I feel like there needs to be the art of of shows. Like we see a lot of good ideas from like the West, and just different people doing different things.
What does that mean? Like art? Like, do you mean like? Yeah, please just explain what you mean by like more art, like with the shows.
When I say art, I mean the art of it. So, well, that I don't think that helped much. I think there needs to be more of an experience. Okay, let me make it simpler. I think we need to have more things to experience at a show. Because right now it's very standard. We walk up to a show and we wait for there's a DJ opening, and then the musician comes out, or the openers, the musician comes out, and then the headliner comes out, and then they do their show. Then there's like the afters, the DJ or another. What do you call if there's an opener, the closer, and then like DJs and everyone leaves. Like I feel like there needs to be a little bit more than that. And in terms of like just the presentation, I feel like it's very, very basic. Of course, this bleeds into like not entertainment. It bleeds into funding, because you can't really pull off a very good
the budgets.
With the kind of budgets that people get at shows. So that's definitely like I understand that. But I think an effort needs to be made.
So are you talking about like having interesting like stage design? You know, like how Rema for this whole period that he's been in his Playboy Carti era, he's been having the like very gothic and dark like rocks around, that type of stuff. I talk about like having like, well, dancers. People do dancers.
People do dancing, and that's stuff. That's kind of like part of the basic package, if you'd say so. And I don't mean that when I say basic, I don't mean that in like a negative way. But yeah, so it's things like that. Like when you think about creative ways to because if I listen to your project, right, and then I listen to your project on, it's first of all, I'm following you on socials, right? So I know how you're presenting the project to me, your color schemes, the themes you're going with. And then I listen to the project itself, and it's still those same themes. When I go to a show, I feel like it doesn't maximize the potential of the art in general if it's again the same exact thing. Like you'll see people do like completely go different directions with like their show. And like when they go on tour, like they do different things in terms just to bring more depth into the music. And that's something I don't think we've learned how to do well. Maybe some people do it.
Lighting is another one, especially like for the more dance EDM genres. Like that's a big part of making a show a different experiential experience, right?
Yeah, the graphics and everything, and how it all plays together. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But I think it just elevates. Like when you go to like a Tomorrowland show and stuff, like there's a reason why you see people crying. Well, partly because they're all they've taken something, but there's emotion
drugged up.
Yeah, just completely those anyway. Festivals are a different story, but then there's so much going on, and just the way they curate it translates more emotion to. So those songs that you've heard over and over and over and over again means almost something different, because now there's an experience attached to it. I don't think we have many experiences in terms of shows, maybe a few, but then I feel like maybe that's something that artists could think about.
I'd say like Keithan tries. He tries to always have like a storyline with his shows, so that it's like something that people can follow. I would assume like also, I mean like having a story, so that from the first song, and then there's like wardrobe changes, like there's a narration, there's a narrative, like leading up to the climax. Maybe also that, because a lot of times people will just like perform the music and maybe curate it in a way that's sequenced in a musical way and stuff like that, but like maybe there's not enough like storytelling in the shows.
Exactly. Yeah,
is that also something?
Yeah, true. Storytelling is definitely a big part. I think when you think about different aspects of art, for example, you have the song, then you have the album art. You have the video, you have visualizers. People do that a lot these days. It goes along with the video. You have your different like pushes, the rollout, social media, not just the rollout in general, and then you have your shows, you have your merchandise. Like every single element of these are a blank canvas, and you can really you can build a world out of every single thing. Of course, it takes skill to make them work together, but then it really doesn't have to be all the same thing. If your album cover is red and then your album art, the album name is not Red Man, and then your shows, like you come to the shows and it's a small, it's a
whole
room,
lot of red.
yeah, and you just enter the room and it's red. It's like it's very on the nose. Sometimes that works, but then I don't think artists. And I get it. Let me say that. I get it.
Maybe we also, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but I was going to say, maybe we also need different, I just want to capture this while you're still on this point. Maybe we also need a variety of venues. Because I'm thinking about it. So when I went for the Pink Panthers
of course you did.
show.
Of course you did.
With BK the Ruler.
Yeah.
In terms of the show itself, there wasn't really much that Pink Panthers did that was crazy. But I remember coming out of that show feeling like I had experienced something really nice. One, because I'm a huge fan. But two, the venue was really dope. It was a dope venue. And the lighting and just the aura inside there, it just felt different. I don't know how to explain it. It's just seeing the stage and seeing the lighting and just how cool it was. Even Cash Cobain performed at that day, I remember. Although it didn't really fit his vibe. But
yeah, I'm thinking about what's Cash Cobain doing in
imagine
the
Cash Cobain and Pink Panthers. I know, it's crazy. But also just the fan interaction. She was really good at that as well. Just periods where it's just, we're outside of the performance and it's just kind of trying to get to know the crowd and then build that rapport. I think Kenyan artists do that, but I think there is definitely an art form to that.
There is. Yeah.
You can improve on maybe.
And it leads to one of my major points that I think I discovered more this year, or rather I thought about more this year, is just the fact that we do need more people who are who focus on these different elements, right? I think we have a lot of just really brilliant creatives in this country that can do that are multifaceted and they can do different things relatively well. But we need people like stage designers who specialize in shows and more. I know they're there, right? But then people who are just creative geniuses in their own right and just focus on this one thing, and then that will breed more. Breed is a weird word to use there, but that would breed more of this kind of things. Stage designers, guys who focus on lighting and stuff like that. And not just lighting as in I do lighting for shows, but then lighting in how can we bring out your idea for this song. People who do merchandise, I think that's a big one too. Not everyone with Photoshop is going to be good at merchandise. So you need minds to be able to do that. It's part of the conversation, I think. I think we just need a lot of people who are more, and I keep saying it, and maybe beating a dead horse, but then we need more people who are concerned about art in its purest form, just concerned about the art of it all.
So this brings me to something that I've been thinking about of late, which is essentially what you're describing right now is that aside from just performing the music, you want to experience something more. Because you can sit down at home. You don't when you're at home, you can sit down, turn on the Spotify playlist and listen to the music on your speakers. You don't want to essentially just do that, do the same thing.
In a show,
only
pay
the
money to do
artist
that.
is performing. Yeah, you wanna experience something in addition to that, which brings me to something that I've been thinking about the music industry today and just how it's set up, which is. The music industry is kind of, it's as an artist, it's a fun time. It's also very difficult though. And it's that, and the question I want to pose to you is, do you think just releasing music on its own is good enough for you to be a successful artist in today's state of affairs? And the reason I ask that is because I've observed a lot of people who focus primarily on releasing good product with their music, but they don't have as much motion as people who excel at everything else that surrounds the music. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the fans have also gotten to that stage where they want to experience more than just like catchy hooks and well-written verses. Like, people there's something more that people are itching for. And I don't know if this is a result of technological advances and just how quickly we consume things nowadays. But there's people who I look and I see, wow, you work so hard on releasing good music, but nobody cares, man. And it's
11 views, crazy.
I know, man. And I'm just asking Sam, like, do you think this is a truth that we just have to contend with, that releasing good music isn't good enough?
Yeah. I mean, the best people are not going to be the most popular. And as music goes into as the I would say the keepers for now, because they've been the keepers for a while, as social media as music labels go into like trying to create more viral, more social media style artists. I mean, more social medially successful, if that makes any sense. Style artists. It stops being an art form and starts being more of a popularity contest. So to your point, it's like, yeah, definitely a lot of people who are great at music. Oh man, you could be scrolling TikTok and just see some just kid absolutely, and I'm like, why is it this guy, like, why are you just in your bedroom making music? Like, they're just making some really mind-blowing, absolute, like, brilliant stuff. Some songwriters who just specialize on TikToks, doing great things, and they just never, and you can just tell, like, you can look at a person and just you just tell, like, nah, this one is not going to go all the way out to put themselves out there. Like, we're still hoping that the music is good enough to be that once you recognize them, the music is almost never good enough for you to gain success. Because even after you're found out that, let's say like you find an artist who's like on TikTok and they're really good, right? Even after you get to that point where people are messing with you on like TikTok, the moment you decide that, all right, let me take this thing to the world, you have to have some skills. And that is that what you're talking about? You have to have some skills that's more than the music now, that would propel you forward and put you in conversations and get you into some doors and open windows and whatever it is. You know, it's more than the music now.
Open windows and open windows.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's funny. So I think about this, and sometimes it does make me feel a little bit sad. Maybe I'm I'm not really a purist, to be honest. But like, I do empathize with artists who put so much stock into making good music.
Yeah.
But it's just not enough in today's age. And unfortunately, no one cares if you make great music. It's just like, even like, although this is kind of different, but you look at artists who, you know, those artists who have like, what do you call it? You know, artists like Charlie Puth who can hear every note. What do you call that?
I was going to say,
yeah, you know, people who, you know, no, not ADHD. Yeah, there's so many artists I've seen who have that perfect pitch thing, and they're so technically sound at making music, but their music is always so mid, like, because they're just like all about the music sounding great.
Do you know who has gotten that kind of criticism? Jacob Collier.
Who?
Have you heard of Jacob Collier? Collier. Jacob Collier
I haven't interacted with his music too much, but I've heard of him.
After this, just go check him out. Jacob Collier is one of the most brilliant musical minds that we have today. But every time I talk to someone about Jacob Collier, it's always negative. They just think that, fine, yes, he's gifted musically, but it's just, they just feel like it's just very, very technical. And there's almost no, according to what I really like his stuff, but then according to what a lot of people say, like, there's not much life to it. Kind of like it's very technical, but I mean, I disagree, but anyway. Sorry.
I think I've had that being expressed on TikTok. I haven't listened to his music much, but like I think I've had that point expressed on TikTok. And I think this is something that I've also observed with Kenyan artists. Like there's so many people in our industry who are really, really good at social engineering. And this is where it becomes scary for people like you and I. And I'm sure there's people listening to this podcast who are similar, where, you know, we are more introverted and we're more into just creating music.
Yeah.
You know, we're more into creating art. But then I noticed that the people who get the most shine are really good at social dynamics and social engineering and just like, have you ever met somebody like an artist who really just leaves a good impression on you? Like, you know, they're very attentive to you, like they make you feel involved, they make you feel like, oh yeah, man, like you're worth something. And then because of that, you're influenced to going to listen to their music and then
and supporting them and whatever it is.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be that good, but it'll still support them because
it might be absolutely terrible. But you look over that because they made you feel good.
You look over that because of how they made you feel.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know, the quote about people won't remember what you did, but how you made them feel is so real. Because, bro, at the end of the day, I think that's what it's about when it comes to the music industry. I think there's a whole human aspect to it where it's how are you making people feel aside from the music? Like, do they like how you look? Do they like how you dress? Do they like the things you're saying? Do they find you funny? Do they find you intriguing? Do they find you mysterious enough to want to listen to your music? Some of these people who have so much hype, their music is completely mid, but like they have all these things that make them interesting personalities.
Yeah.
So and it's a double-edged sword in the sense that sometimes the music industry has recognized this and has leaned extremely onto that side, where we'll get artists who are really, really
good at the social game.
They're really good at the social game, but they're completely inadequate when it comes to making music.
Wait.
And
you think the labels are going to pick people who are not good at music? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Really?
Of course, because you have everything else going for you, bro. Like, if you look at the American industry, guy, this is a short, so I'm going to be letting out. But like, I think the biggest example that a lot of people give is like Saweetie, or a lot of people have said this about Ice Spice.
Yeah. She's making a comeback though.
You know, like.
Yeah, don't play with Ice Spice.
No, she really is.
Yeah, she is.
But you see, let me tell you why this Ice Spice thing is so funny. Because like when she lost a bunch of weight, it's like all her aura went, and then she gained the weight again and was looking like the baddie we all know.
Hey yo,
and
no
now
comment,
she's back
dog.
to being
No comment from me.
Spice.
Those are the views of Afam.
No, but
and
it's
Afam
true though.
alone.
Yeah, but it's true. But that's just an observation. And then a lot of these A&Rs also really put looks and into their consideration when it comes to who's selected to be the face of the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a reality I've come to accept. And it's like, if you want to make it in the music industry, if you really are serious about this thing, it's something that you'll have to contend with and think about very seriously. And for me, the resolution I've come to is just have to be better socially. You have to dress better a little bit. Like, bro, you have to have a little bit more charisma about you. You don't have to be like everyone else, but then just being good at music is going to be a very frustrating experience for you.
Yeah.
And as much as that is a sad thing, it's just true.
True. And I think there's something to be said about it being genuine. I know there's some people who can really fake a good social interaction, right? This whole conversation reminds me of one of my favorite shows, Survivor. And you'll be watching Survivor at the beginning of the season, and you'll be like, all right, no, this guy is or this girl is definitely going to go well. Like, they're very very physically gifted. They're the ones who are out building the sheds for everyone, going to fetch water, going to fish, and just like, yeah. And then later on in the game, they get or really early on, they get voted out, and that's because they did not build their social connections as much. And it's kind of like that in the music industry, where you could be amazing and gifted. Like, back to the A&R thing you're saying, like, so there's some A&Rs are constantly talking to artists. They know there's artists constantly flooding them with, yo, check out my music and stuff. But then a lot of the times, like, if an A&R is picking an artist, it's because of the kind of conversation they've had with them and sort of how that conversation has made them feel individually, which is kind of biased, because then you're just picking people based off your personal taste and feelings at that moment, right?
But Sam, that's the game.
That is the game.
And
yeah.
Sorry to go back to your Survivor analogy. Okay, this might be a little bit too niche for people, but there's this one winner, and she's won multiple Survivor seasons. She's called Sandra Diaz, I think. She was in that season of Heroes versus Villains and stuff. Like, this is the thing about Sandra: peak manipulation. She didn't contribute much when it came to like actually making the buildings or going to fish for food and stuff like that. But social engineering is where she excelled.
Yeah.
And bro, I feel like I'm just echoing what you're saying, but it's so true. There's people who really excel, but they're genuinely not the best at things. Like, they're not good at like but it's so
they don't
crazy.
Have the best product.
It's so
yeah.
But this is so, I don't, Sam, I'm so frustrated right now. It's so it's one of the biggest and most frustrating things about human beings. It's like you know that this person they're not an asset when it comes to like functional things, right? Like, now in the music industry, it's like they're not the best at making music, they're not the best at performance and stuff like that, but because for the small fact that you like them and they make you feel good as a human being, you're going to involved. Like put them as an A&R, you're going to put them on the position to like be the best. And it's like, it's so frustrating. like it's frustrating because like, how come the people who are genuinely good don't deserve, like, they don't get where they deserve to be? That's just how the world works, and it sucks.
Oh no. Sounds like pains coming from deep down. That's kind of how it is. This is really interesting though, because I'm trying to figure out, this the whole conversation of how you make people feel. There's artists who make people feel really good, right? And individuals who make people feel really good. And of course that benefits them, because then people mess with your music a little bit more. But then there's also people who get traction and still manage to go a bit of a distance, or even a long distance, by making people feel negatively. Do you think like that's do you think those two equate in terms of less making people feel good, or being like provocative and just crazy and out there and like being brash and being a terrible personality? But then like you see some of those people, like you'd be shocked about how many celebrities, and I say celebrities more than musicians, but then even musicians as well. How many musicians are like, people just have bad stories about them, but they're wildly successful.
It's about making people feel something.
Just make people feel.
I don't even think it's, just make people feel something. And I think that's the problem with like the advancement of technology today, and just how accessible everything is. People just have become very, numb to things. You know what I mean? Like, remember back in the day, it's like everything was slower. Like when a new show came. When a new album was released, it felt like an album because you didn't have access to these things much. But now we're so like our dopamine levels are constantly spiking.
Spoiled
it
human
doesn't you know what I mean? Like we aren't as receptive anymore. So people need to feel something, anything. Just make them feel something, and they'll like you, or they'll engage with you in some way. And that's why you're right. Like, you don't need to make people feel positive things. You can also make people feel something negative, and that might be what propels you to success.
Yeah.
You look at people like Andrew Kibe, which is so frustrating to even bring up in a conversation. But this guy is such an annoying personality, but he does so well in his realm because of how annoying he is and how negatively his opinions make people feel. You know what I mean? Like,
you'll always find your people.
Human beings are so weird.
Yeah.
Human beings, because there's also people who will stubbornly want to like you because they'll feel like they're going against the grain. Which is,
you've made someone feel. Also, I guess that's the aim. So the moment, and that it's really important, I think, especially as a new artist. And I think I've personally struggled with this as well. It's just sometimes you just want to play safe, and you want to put your music, have your music be the thing to market you, but in reality, it should be the other way around. Where rather than you just trying to market your music, rather than your music trying to market who you are, I think at some aspect, who you are should be what should lead. You know, and that's complete. The spectrum is very wide. Like, you can have artists like who, like, an artist who's like constantly in people's faces and doing what, like, for example, like a Drake. In fact, that whole Drake and Kendrick thing is a good example, because you can have a Drake who's constantly in people's faces and doing things and jumping on this stream and on this person's story and posting whatever it is, and you know, and then you can have the contrast of that is an artist like a Frank Ocean or something like that, who is very, very their presence is very curated and you don't really see them much. And so there's like a really wide range of what you could be as an artist. And as long as what you're doing is, see, someone like Frank Ocean who disappears, has figured out a way to enable, like, to make his core fans miss his message. Right, so that now when he drops, it's like, oh, Frank Ocean is the greatest artist in the world. And I do be having, my brother's going to hit me for this.
Breadcrumbing.
Yeah,
it's a toxic thing. It's in psychology called breadcrumbing. He breadcrumbs you, and the little things he gives you, oh my God, you hold on to them.
Exactly.
It's like a whole Pavlov response. You know, it's like you've been conditioned, like, just and drooling, so like now
drooling all
you're
over
just
people.
Drooling. Once he rings the bell, bro, you're drooling. Man, crazy. But like, I think if you're listening to this podcast and you release music, fine, work on your craft for sure. And I always say you need to improve on your craft every day. Make good music, but really sit down and think about how to impact people beyond just the music. However that looks like for you, that's what's really going to unlock your success.
There is,
essentially.
Yeah. There is just to add on that, I think there is an aspect. As an artist, that can be very confusing. Because the messages, we are constantly bombarded by messages of how you should go about it. I liked a post by Mali where he was just complaining about all the different things you have to do as an artist to be successful. And you can be bombarded by that. I think in terms of that, there's an aspect of comfortability in it, right? You have to be comfortable enough to want to do more than you're comfortable. That doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. Do more than you're comfortable with, right? So you have to just think about the end goal and think about what you want to achieve, and then do that. But then there also has to be an aspect of it where you overcome your that comfortability and step out of your comfort zone essentially, and go into things that are not necessarily innately like you don't naturally gravitate to, but they're beneficial. Like the social game, going out to shows as a smaller artist, going out to shows and interacting with people after. Like you're in the presence of people who are music enthusiasts, and you're a music enthusiast in your own right? You create music and you love music. And just interacting with them and finding out what's good, what do you like, what do you guys don't like, what do you like to hear, just that kind of stuff, and building those connections. You never know when that kind of stuff or rather those kind of interactions can work out for you later on. It's very difficult, but then it's you have to start it early, because, and it's important not to be fake with it too, because people can smell fakeness.
Yes,
from
you
a
have
mile
to be.
away.
So that's Sam. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, as much as we're saying that, you also have to be genuine.
You can't
with
be fake with it,
right?
They'll smell that from a mile away.
Because if you're fake with it, people will get even more. So it's people will get even more determined to not listen to your music if they can tell that you're not genuine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, so you genuine, like, people gravitate to people who they view as
genuine.
Like, this person is
Real.
This person is genuine. This person really likes me, likes my music, is here to support me and stuff like that. But they also happen to make music, so I'll feel more inclined to want to listen to that. People also don't like somebody who is supremely intimidating, and then also kind of like so good at what they do and arrogant about. Not arrogant. Of course, people don't like arrogance, but people don't like somebody who is so good but not relatable.
Yeah.
How do I put this into words? Like, if you're just like really good at your craft, but then you also don't have that, like, people don't feel like they can aspire towards you, like, it just feels like you're miles away and you're just so distant. Yeah, if there's too big a separation, no matter how good your music is, people are going to be more inclined to support the person whose music is more within their realms.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's just how it is, man.
It is. It is. The farther the separation, the harder it is to make people feel something. Because then it's music is interesting in the sense that if you translate that emotion really well, like somebody with their headphones on, it literally feels like in their brain there's probably no distinction between them listening to a music that was made in a completely different continent by someone who is absolutely different from them, but then it feels like that person is right there sitting with them in the room. Like, I've heard people talk about them listening to music and it's just like, oh man, I just really feel like this guy connects with me as much, and we're in,
sorry, but the ideas are just flowing, and we're in that era, like, for real. Because, like, you look at somebody like Kinoti and his branding. Like, Kinoti genuinely just comes off as somebody who you would be friends with. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have that aura of complete separation, which I feel like that used to be the model for celebrities and artists back in the day.
Social media has changed that completely.
Distinct separation between me and you, the listener. Now it's more like, yo, I'm just like you.
I'm right
only
there.
I make music.
Yeah.
Only I happen to know how to play the guitar and make music. And that's what people really want. Yeah, that's just where we are. The music industry, man.
It's where we are, man. So it's up to, and it's not just the musicians as well, right? It's the people behind the scenes. It's like we were talking about the shows earlier and curating shows. It's the people who can make things happen. Like, you just really, really have to put yourself out there, and try your best to look for ways in which you can add value to people's lives. Right, not just add value to like things like, hey, I can do this. Oh, look at me, I'm a producer. Oh, do you need production done, but then add value to people's lives. It's always, whenever you read a book about people about getting better socially, that's kind of one thing that's brought up a lot, is you have to figure out a way that's for example, how you can hold conversations for a long time rather than just talking about things. Like look for ways that are look for things that are interesting in other people, and then talk about those, and you'll see how much like people light up with that. Like, it's just like, oh dang, this person actually wants to know about my life, rather than, hey, well, how are you doing? Oh, what's up? That's game too, right? Like, if you're talking to someone and you're trying to vibe them up, just like, hey, like, try and figure out things that are interesting and talk about those.
So the long and short of it is just try and figure out how to connect with people outside of the music, and that's just what's gonna take you far. What else happened?
I mean,
I
we
believe
we could talk about DJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, DJ. It was.
We could talk about DJ AG.
Yeah, it was a big thing recently. He was in the country, flew in the country, into the country.
Everybody and their mom was on the platform.
Everyone and their mom, man. Hey, bro, the whole family was there. Grandma,
to Brooklyn Boys, Petrooz, Jovi Jove, Kim Life, Fenagitu.
Jerai.
Who else was on there? Jerai was on there. Rugoro Tanya, like
industry.
And so many other artists I didn't even, like other artists. Like, actually, it was an interesting way to also discover like new people in the space, because like there was other people who I also generally didn't know.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really dope thing. So the first time DJ AG came on my radar was last year, and I believe he had been doing this for a while in the UK, in London. But then for some reason, JME and Skepta like hopped on his live stream.
Yeah.
And that just really did so many numbers. Like, for me, that's like the first time I like really saw him get like a bunch of motion with this whole project of his.
Yeah. And
I would say that was the catalyst. For me, that's what I would say was the catalyst for everything. Because since then, he's had everybody, like all the OGs, all the grime MCs from back in the day. After Skepta and JME were on the platform, they went there, and then it just spiraled into a bunch of UK artists going on there. Then now Will Smith has been on there, and now everybody seems to use that platform as a rollout opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good way to it's a good artist development, not artist development, but artist discovery tool as well. So it's dope that he was in Junction, like playing music. I think
just there cool. in front of Java, just the lot. I hope Java is paying my guy, because that's a lot of promo. But no, it's very fun. The format of like asking an artist who would they like to see up next, and then they try their best to get that artist up there. Like, it's really cool. It could be very risky, because what if that artist is not like, because he wasn't here for a long time too, and it's not prepared. So you literally just show up with like one song, I think is what happens, and then you put your flash disk in, you give him the song, and then you perform it. What if that's like you're not on your best behavior that day? You're not in your best musical space, and then your friend calls you like
that happened. No, you're saying something different. Sorry.
It's just becomes screen. It might not be, but you see, it will be hard to...
I'm not gonna lie, there was some performances.
Yeah. I mean, we want to mention which ones, but
I was like, ooh. Hey. I was like, damn. But for the most part, it was a vibe. Especially when when they had like the crowds behind them, like Kenyan Brooklyn Boys or like Big Yasa. It felt like a vibe. Yeah. Like it felt like almost like a semi-show thing.
And you can tell
that was cool.
When you look at that, you can kind of tell like what people really mess with and what people don't.
You can tell who has motion.
Yeah. Like you could just tell whoever is like singing the lyrics. It doesn't matter whether you're a little bit off or a lot of it off, actually. Off key is what I mean. There was a couple of that, but then like people, you don't even have to sing.
We've just
take
dissected that all that stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't matter in terms of like when you're at shows and whatnot, because people are already coming here and they already like you. But then musically and technically, like, yeah, you just don't want to be caught lacking, is all I'm going to say. No, but it was good. It's a very good opportunity. And shout out to DJ AG Online, man. Like that's cool. That's more looks. It's more looks for the Kenyan industry, I feel, which is something that we've sort of been getting the past couple of years. So yeah, I hope that continues.
Yeah,
and this is a good platform. We need to get to the point where like we see our own people coming up with interesting ideas like that to put people on. And it's not very difficult to like pull up, invite an artist.
No, it's actually not. Like that whole concept is so simple. Like just have people submit their music and play one song. Bro, it's actually so simple.
Yeah.
I realize that the things that really pop off are the simple things more than the complex ideas. Another instance of, international music and our industry colliding is Kaycyy. We forgot to talk about Kaycyy being in the industry, in the country last week.
Big fans of his over here.
But yeah, I mean, he's been on we've played him multiple times. Actually, we talked about Kaycyy on our very first episode, which is crazy. I went back and checked. Kaycy's name was mentioned here.
2023, craziness.
Yeah, man.
Big fans, man.
But like, I wanted to say, like, shout out to him because I can see he's really trying his best to integrate himself into the industry.
Yeah.
He's actively looking for, I think he's trying to shoot like a video because he keeps on asking for like models to like DM, I think his management page. Looks like he wants to like do like a...
Hey, I'm part of it, bro. I'm sending send me the link when we're done. I'm sending my stuff in. I'm a model and I want to be in a video. I want to be a...
You heard it here first. Like, Sam would
don't be so flustered because now that makes me look... Okay, you know what? Now I'm not doing it anymore because my co-host...
video vixen.
My co-host doesn't support me in my dreams. Like, this production thing is just a stepping stone. Like, I have goals to achieve, honestly. Anyway.
I'm so surprised that you're doing this right now. I saw him with Cap, and so and that just makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does.
When it comes
like
to
when I saw it, I was like, yeah. In fact, when he announced that he was coming, I was like, I just know the person he's going to link with, and that in terms of musically, like, there's a very big similarity in there, and it's two very
for sure.
I guess brilliant creators. So. Shout out to him, man.
And who knows how far that goes, because we know Kaycyy has access to so many artists.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I think he's been working with like Chloe Bailey heavy of late, that is. Obviously, we know he works a lot with ASAP. He's worked with Kanye. The list goes on.
Yeah,
so
speech.
Shout out to Kaycyy. Yeah, man. New music, man. What did you listen to?
Into some new music. Wameyo, the EP is finally out. Shout out to Elsy Wameyo. She dropped her EP, and yeah, that was the first thing I went to on. Well, I didn't go to it on Friday morning, but then when I listened, I think it was evening or Saturday morning. One of the days. I didn't listen to music on Friday. It was Saturday. But yeah, when I went to it, it was pretty interesting. Some of the songs, I think, like Northside Kid was out. So that was cool. But then, good project, I think. Good project. I mean, you kind of know what to expect from Elsy Wameyo at this point, in just like her message and what she's rapping about and that. Very interesting, though. She had Calligraph Jones on one of the songs, On Me, the first song on the project. And that's a very interesting pairing. At the Setlist we had one of the categories that we were discussing was some of the weirdest pairings in terms of like artists and features that were there. And this one's kind of like, I mean, if you think about rap, it makes sense, but I just never put these two together. So shout out to her. Mr. Right is also on there. It was good to hear him as well on Meant to Be. I enjoyed that. Njoo was pretty cool. That's had Femi One. I like that she really collaborated with a bunch of artists over here. But yeah, Crash Out, I think, for me was sort of the standout. The project, I think, was mostly produced by, if not all, fully produced by Wuod Omolo, who has worked with her previously on a couple of stuff too. So yeah, Crash Out was a standout. Decent EP, decent project. shout out to her. I'd like to see what visuals and I guess more comes out from that. So yeah, Joshua Baraka featured. He released some sort of a project, and he featured Bien on a song called "State of My Heart." And that was cool. Bien verse is always good to listen to. Kim Life dropped Mission with Mr. T, and Kim Life, man, Kim Life. I really hope Kim Life has a big 2026. Like, I'd like to see Kim Life get to that point. Like, he's one of the artists I think who can really carry in terms of, like, at least in Africa, if not the world, international. Like, he could really push himself. So I want to see that. And, just the production, the music, everything. It'd be good to see, man. Esam Garvey releasing a song called "Out My Way" with Mbithi. Mbithi, of course, coming off a really, really good two-song EP that he dropped recently. Shout out to him. What else did I listen to? I actually listened to Ochungulo Family. Like, I took myself there because Afam has been hyping them for since I've known him, actually. And it is Teveva. And my goodness, some of those lyrics are just
Bro, what's that line?
It was the goat.
I'm the goat.
Oh yeah. I don't know why I made a sheep sound. No, yeah, it's just like
Yo, Nelly. Yeah, why wait. No, we have to dissect. Why would you make a sheep sound to being the goat sound?
I know.
Sit down and really, really think about your life choices, Sam. Because that is despicable.
Oh,
but Nelly the goon just sits down and thinks of the
just what's the most outlandish things you could possibly say, and it's memorable for some people. That's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to listen to that song because I found it funny. Yeah, it's interesting. And we have a bunch of artists that do that. I think another artist that's really good at that is Petrooz. It's just coming up with like just really crazy lines that he can stitch together to make the songs memorable and stick it in between 808s. That was cool. Dunda dropped Ndasi. Dunda is an electronic producer, and I'm just kind of been following him for a while. So Ndasi is pretty cool. It's a weird blend between like progressive and 3-step, and it's all over the place, but it's good all over the place. Waidaka finally came out with Unachotaka, which is interesting. Like, the beat was not what I expected it to be. Then again, I should stop expecting things. With MJ Wamoto and Waidera. Shout out to Waidaka, man. Shout out to him. One of the producers who is still going. I think that was most of the extent I listened to. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, Budapest by 8th Street Gang, 8th Street Gang, and Mellow with Up, however you pronounce that. But yeah,
it's Mellow with cool. AP.
Oh. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Mellow with AP. I'm so sorry. But yeah. No, I went to that too. I'm always checking
shout out to Mellow with the P, man. Yeah. That guy has been he's been releasing music. He's hard.
Facts. Yeah, that was mostly what I listened to. What about you?
So Sam listened to most things. I mean, what else did I listen to outside of that?
Listen to the same
I don't know
music.
if you mentioned Umewaka by Irene, Tukukantu, and Shadam Ziki.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Bensol and Dovuku released the song Sava. Let's see.
Bensol Dick West
did not mention.
dropped Villain Appenda as well, and apparently they're gearing up, I think, for an album.
Yes.
Yeah. Or a project, whatever it is.
Interesting video. Bro, I woke up in the morning, I just saw the video. I was like,
I'm cool, dog.
Hey.
I'm cool.
Shout out to Bensol, man. Asam Gavi and Bithi released the song Out My Way. Asam stays releasing music. Let me see. I listened to a song called Pata Pata by Ricky Gadariki and Keithan Kibe. Do you think when Ethan Muziki changed his name to Keithan Kibe just went on his knees and was like, why? Please, God, why?
Nairobi is not big enough.
Let me have this one thing.
Nairobi is not big enough for two Keithans. There's only space for one Keithan in Nairobi. Yeah. No, there's space for multiple Keithans.
But that must be rough. That must be rough. Because, bro, listen, if you say I listen to Keithan, you listen. Okay, no, let me not. It's gonna get deep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Find You by Hilda Watiri and K-Rob. Shout out to them. Did you listen to Nama Nama by Stacey Kamatu and Twan?
Oh yeah. I definitely went to that. Stacey Kamatu is again one of my favorite Kenyan artists who we have actually both featured, which is really interesting.
We have. That's something Sam and I have in
common. Yeah, no,
So-
but yes, she's one of my favorite vocalists. I definitely went to that. And shout out to her, man. Shout out to her. It's interesting her getting on this sound. I did not think she, this doesn't sound like she would grab. You know, this is always like, it's more slower, more emotional music. But this one was fun. It was a interesting beat. Shout out to Twan. And then I think she did well. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
And then I think finally I'll say I listened to Teflon by TG Black. I watched the video. So yeah, shout out to her. She's been releasing more frequently.
Yeah, there's been quite a few songs that have come in the span of.
Yeah, I think she's inspired. She's really inspired because when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, wait. And I think it's a good thing for rappers, especially, to be inspired to write, no matter what the circumstances.
Yeah.
So shout out to TJ.
Lord knows we have a lot of uninspired rap out there. Should not be mentioning any names.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Sam, who would you like to play, or what would you like to play for the end of the podcast?
We are going to a gentleman by the name of Petrooz. We've talked about him quite a bit. I think Petrooz is a very good producer. He's very musical. And the different things he incorporates within his music and just makes them work. I really enjoy a lot of his stuff. And so recently he just released a project called From Bamburi to Roysambu. Have you been to either of those places?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's not okay. That's good. I'm glad you're well traveled. Well traveled.
You're not glad because you wanted me not to have gone there.
Yeah,
but
that was
eat that. No, Sam.
I'm sorry, bro.
Eat that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But no, he released a project, 10 song project, features Nasibi, features Shifai. I don't know how to say that. Ochiko is on there. Gadogo is on there. Adasa. Very cool. Very cool. Interesting. I haven't sat down. I mean, I've probably given it like one listen, but not like a complete full listen. But I did feel like one song really, really resonated. It was very good, very well done. And that's the song we'll be playing today. So first off, go support the man Petrooz and everyone else. But yeah, the song I think this week that we'd like to play is from Petrooz's project, From Bamburi to Roysambu, and the song is called Njoo, Tujaribu, Tena.
Imesha tumafea uje ile place ulipenda, place uliniambia unanipenda, tuchape story tulichapa tena, na kwanga mjinga nikilewa, ni wewe tu ndio wanielewa. Usiponipenda mzazi atanipenda, but hiyo ni mapenzi yawezi compare. We can try again and again and again. The love is there someone better, anaweza kumkupenda, hawatakucheza. Venye nimekuzoea, naogopa kuchekelewa, usipange kuolewa, watoto wako nadai kulea, afadhali niumizwe na wewe, maumivu yako nimezoea. Usiponipenda ntajipenda, hayo ni mapenzi huwezi compare. Oh no, 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 no. We can try again and again and again. The love is there someone better, anaweza kukupenda, hawatakucheza.
You were just listening to Njoo Tujaribu Tena by Petrooz off his album From Bamburi to Roysambu, a project that I'm going to go back more and listen to a little bit more. And I think you should too, as well as all the other artists that we've mentioned and we haven't mentioned. If you release music, shout out to you. Promote it, please. And not just like one post, yeah? Not, hey guys, I have music out today, but yeah, just like translate, like we were saying earlier, translate, I don't sound like I'm preaching, but translate the music from just a song to a feeling and make people feel something, and you'll 10x your engagement, if that's what you're looking for, or your sales or whatever it is.
You'll 10x your engagement. Sam, you're such a tech bro. Who says 10x in like conversation? I've
been watching some keynotes on YouTube and product unveilings. But no, yeah. It's in terms of marketing, that's all it is. Marketing is just making people feel something about what you're trying to sell them. So that it's not just, hey guys, I'm selling this thing. Do you want to buy it? But then it's more like, hey, look at how this thing could impact your life. And you could do that with music. You could do that with whatever it is. So as an artist, it's pretty important. Think about it and get real artists to do it. Please, no AI. Please, I beg of you. That's all for
man.
me.
Like AI is
I'm so tired. Here, I'm just done.
Well,
like I'm done.
It's not, but
I'm done.
And it's only going to get better. But thank you guys for listening, you real people. Do you think AI listens to this podcast to figure out how to make real podcasts? I'm pretty sure our podcast.
I don't know. I don't think we've made it enough.
I think
for
our
that to be
podcast is in somebody's large language model.
I think it's all people. I think it's real.
But I think
every single number you see, there's an actual human behind it.
No, but I'm saying I think our podcast is in somebody's large language model, like figuring out how podcasts are made for when they decide to make AI.
Yeah, they shouldn't use my speech because I've been messing up all the time.
It's there. It's too late, bro. It's too late, man.
Yeah, don't use my speech to model
thing
after
somewhere,
anything.
Like really dissecting Sam's speech.
Yeah, just pronouncing things wrong and whatnot. Hey, that's a style. Maybe it's amazing.
Thank you guys for listening to 159 episodes of this podcast. We really do appreciate you guys. Like genuinely, we wouldn't be doing this if it was not for you guys. And like Sam said in the beginning of the podcast, exactly. We made this podcast because we want to see Kenyan artists get paid more and played more. And if you're new here, I like to end the podcast with the 3 C's, which is a mantra that I devised for myself because I'm not perfect and I am trying to be the better version of myself. And the first C is confidence. You have to be confident in your music. Otherwise, nobody else is going to be confident in your music. You have to make people feel that confidence. You want to transmit that confidence to people, and that's going to make them gravitate towards you. Consistency. Always be consistent. Work on your music every day, which kind of leads to craft. Like if you don't work on your craft, you're going to get rusty and you're not going to deliver music at the highest levels. So those are the 3 C's. And another C is see you guys later. I feel like that joke has been done before. Has that joke been done before?
That wasn't good.
No, but it's been done before, right? I think it has been.
Yeah, it was right.
But it's been done before. No, later. I'm so bad. Oh man.
I don't think you'd regret this. That's the thing about you. I don't think you're going to regret that. As much as you're saying I'm so bad here, I
genuinely do. I genuinely regret that. I think
you're going to relish that when you're done. I need to write that down. Maybe wait for episode 351 when they've all forgotten so I can do it again.
Imagine, oh my God, do you think, wow, episode 351, what's that going to look like? I don't know, man. Do you think about such things?
No.
So you don't believe in the future of this podcast? You see what I have to contend with, guys? Like, bro, this guy doesn't believe in the future of the 30% podcast.
This is the future is, what did they say? The future is bright. What did they usually say? They say something. They say something about it.
Bright.
Yeah, that's what they say. Was it
Sam,
bright?
Do you want to tell anyone anything?
Yes.
Like, bro, this is the end of the the podcast where nobody is listening, so you could say your deep, darkest secrets now.
You're not going
Nobody
to trap
will
me.
hear.
Nah,
Trust
you're
me.
not. You're not going to
No,
trap me,
trust
man.
me, Sam.
Listen,
Nobody's going to hear
the
them.
big
No
160
one
is
is going
coming
to
up,
hear
man.
them.
I really appreciate. Yeah, you can like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, as they say online. After you're trying to trap me, and it's not going to work, man.
Do you want to hear my deepest, darkest secret?
Go ahead, please.
My deep secret, something that I haven't been able to share,
get
is
to
that
it.
I have so much love to give to the world. That's just something that I struggle with. I have so much love to give, and sometimes it's so hard. It's just so hard, and it's so, like there's just so much on my shoulders. There's just so much love, and that's why I started this podcast, so I can just spread that love a little bit, and share that energy.
You sound like
you guys.
You sound like you've sat through one too many Joe Lost in someone's.
We need to end this podcast somehow.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let's end this podcast like cool guys. You know what? Like,
listen, wait, before you go, I'll leave you to it. Guys, thank you guys for listening. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take it away, I guess. Go ahead.
Bro, listen, Sam has left. So I can just tell you guys, I'm way better than Sam. Way better at everything.
Yeah, Afam is better than all of us.
Oh no, why are you still here?
What do you mean now? We're both sitting in front of a mic while you're acting like I walked out of the room. Why are you still here?
You're supposed to.
Oh man, yeah, let's go, bro.
Fine. We'll see you guys at episode 160.
Yeah, God willing.